Hello there, it's April and welcome to my channel. I have another art journal for you today. If you haven't checked yet, I have a playlist for art journaling just in case you're feeling worried or anxious and fear is consuming you for the past few days, especially that we are stuck in our homes for like I've lost count already. Here I'm using my ever trusty Strathmore Mixed Media Journal, and as you can see there's already paints or marks on the spread because this is an old or unfinished spread that I just dumped my paints on. So whenever I have excess paints, I try to just dump them on a different page and then let it dry. So the next time that I will journal, it doesn't feel scary anymore because the page is not so clean. So I've decided to add something or perhaps cover some of it because I'm not really feeling the entire um, thing that I'm seeing. And this is what's nice about art journaling because it is really just about how you feel and expressing what you are feeling right now. So here I'm just covering some of the layers with a black gouache, and I don't know black why I use black, but I think every time I look at my previous journals, I always see or there's always a black marks in either for the text or I'm creating patterns and marks using black. So I think it has become my style to add color black on my every spread. So sometimes the problem with layering is you don't know when to stop or how to actually just spread the entire paint. Alright, so I've decided to add cutouts. I wanted to use some of the scraps that I've collected over the years because they're already piling, and art journaling is my way of using those scraps. So if you like collecting cutouts from magazines, or like if you find a paper bag or a tissue that speaks to you or like it looks nice, this is another way of using those things. This one I'm putting glue on was a flyer from a coffee shop. So I like the leaves, I like the pattern of the leaves, and decided to cut it out and just save it for later use. And sure enough, I'm using it right now. So I'm just using glue here, ordinary glue. Normally, I would use Mod Podge to glue everything, but apparently I don't have it right now, and I'm trying to create a very practical way of journaling. If I don't have anything on hand, let's just move on and make use of whatever's available. So if you're planning to do a or adding cutouts or paper on your art journal, I truly suggest you cover it with glue on top of it too, because this will seal the paper. And I've decided to add stamps on top of the spread, another layer or creating marks. And I bought this distress oxide last month, and I've been meaning to use it for art journaling, but it was only this time that I was able to use it. But right now I'm just using it as a usual ink pad, but there's a better way of using it. I just need to experiment with it first. And since I don't have a bigger acrylic block for my clear stamp, I'm just using my hand, which apparently works. And I'm just stamping on both edges of the spread. And don't forget to clean your stamps in case you're also doing the same thing with your journal. And then I wanted to add another more pattern. This time I'm just using a white ink and still with no acrylic block for my stamp. Now if you're wondering what acrylic block is, that is an alternative for wooden rubber stamps. So if you don't have if you have a clear stamp, you need an acrylic block so you will be able to hold the clear stamps. But if you don't have one, that's just fine, and do my style and just use your hand. So I wanted to add a little drawing on this spread because as I was looking at my previous spreads, I always like how it turned out whenever I have drawings on it. So here I am trying to draw a unknown tree or unknown plant, just to add another mark and texture on my journal. Now, there's no such thing as template when it comes to art journaling. But if you're overwhelmed with so many materials, what to do or what kind of things that you want to add on your journal. Now, let me share my template when it comes to this. So whenever I journal, I try to use at least 5 materials just so I won't be overwhelmed with my journal. Plus, since I only have limited time to work, I try to limit it and just work faster. My 5 materials are usually, so as you can see, for the first layer, I added paint. And then the second one, I add cutouts or anything paper. Third one, I use stamps and inks. And then the fourth one, markers or pens. Now the fifth one is more on just an add-on or more of for the coat. So sometimes I like adding the coat on just using a marker on the spread. But this one, I wanted to try a different style, which is putting it on a scrap of paper, as you will see later. Now, if you have this 5 things that you want to add on your journal spread, it will be easier for you to prepare your materials and also know when to stop, because you just play with 5 materials or probably lesser. Now if you don't have more than that, it's okay. It's actually better because you'll be more concentrated to create with what you have rather than exploring with few things. I normally write my quotes or text on top of the layers on the spread directly on the page, but this time I wanted to try something different and do it on a scrap of paper, since my quote has just few words on it, and wanted to see how it will look like. To be honest, I wasn't really that happy how this text turned out, but I have a limited time, and so I just have to be okay with this for now. And well, at least I know I can do probably different style when doing this. So yeah, I'm just sticking it again and wanted to just put it on one page of the spread. And again, if you're doing a cutout or if you're adding paper on your spread, make sure to glue it on top as well so it will seal the entire paper. Alright, so this is pretty much the entire spread, and I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I also hope that you feel inspired in creating an art journal, especially at this time, because it truly helped me heal and perhaps keep me sane, less worrying and less fear every day or every time that I try to create this. Now, how are you doing so far? How are you coping up? How are you dealing with this situation? Now, whatever it is that you're feeling, just remember our faith can move mountains. So just keep praying, just strengthen your faith to God, because eventually and sooner or later this will be over soon. So thank you for watching, and I hope you come back again soon, and have a great week. Bye.